Yo, welcome.
Blackopolypse.
Welcome. Yeah. Got my boys in the house. I got my girl in the house. There's me in the house.
Hey, a little bit of mixing every boy.
Yeah, you know me,
mix and blend, mix and blend going on there, isn't there?
Yeah,
mix
man.
and blend. Go on, Mr. DJ.
Yes.
DJ Wayne in the house.
You say, man, let me see if I can get some more color. Let me see if I can get some more light here, man. So we can see. Sorry, I'm kind of like got some cheesy vest on today, man.
You look grainy, man. You look grainy.
What do you mean, man? I got some coconut butter on my face. You know, I got some oil on my skin.
Your cocoa butter's not working, man. You're looking pixelated.
we got Chandra Gore back, man. You know, that was very important that we got back because last week.
She's back in the room. Chandra, listen, man. Last week, man, I honestly, it was so painful because I know you had so much goodness to tell us, and it was like.
I know. I was so upset. Like, that bothered me so bad because I was like, I sounded like a robot. I don't like that.
Oh, man. But you're back now. And straight away, I mean, it's really crazy because last week you had bad weather over there and you had a bad signal. And today there's no rain and you've got good signal, man. So who says, you know, this 4G thing that we're paying for, 3G, it's a waste of money. It's not like,
was it 5G?
4G. They don't even work. How can it be affected by rain?
Well, see, here, I live out, like, in the suburbs in, like, the country. So that's our issue. Like, we only have one internet provider. So we don't have an option. And if it rains, we could either have dial-up, which I will never be able to live stream or do any kind of anything. Noise, yes, the AOL dial-up, that's what it was. It's embarrassing. For 2020, that's what we have. Yeah, it's
I remember dial-up. Used to make that squeaky noise, didn't it?
Yep. That's how I'm looking forward to 5G. I don't care what anyone says.
That's what code sounds like. If you ever want to speak to a coder, man, you have to speak to him like, that means, are you okay, my friend?
That's how fax stuff sounds like that, actually.
I just did not like. The kids today will never understand somebody picking up the phone and knocking you off of the internet when you're trying to download a whole bunch of music.
Yeah.
So
they don't get it. They haven't lived our life. They don't know the struggle. No. We had the struggle. The thing is, though, if you back in the day, though, because obviously websites and everything else was a lot less data. It was cool, man. You didn't mind kind of waiting for the screen to load in stages and bits and bobs and. you just kind of accepted it, didn't you? And then what happened? Things got quick. But the problem with now is because we're so used to speed. As soon as something don't load straight away, we're vexed. Yeah. We're ready to phone bloody Virgin and say, "Yo, cut it off! I'm trying to download my bloody show, man.
Credit.
I'm trying to download myself. Turn it off! Give me my money back.
You want a credit?
I've been trying to get on my provider contract for the last year and a half, man. Because we have 2-year contracts here in Germany. So if you sign a contract, you're in it for 2 years, no matter what, no questions asked. And you ain't getting out, man. And I tried to come up with some elaborate excuses. I was like, I'm leaving the country. I've left my wife. I've left the kids. And I'm not going to be here anymore. So just you can go ahead and cut that off
stuff
now.
You're talking about there, man.
Yeah.
Extreme excuses, that is.
Yeah, but that's the things you have to go for. That's the extent you have to go to in order for them to cut it off. And they still didn't cut it off. Look, I'm still talking to you guys on the same provider. They were like, wow, basically, if you're doing all that stuff, you're going to prove to us, so send us your new address because I was moving back to England, then they were like, send your address in England, send us your new job.
Seriously?
Yeah, your registration.
Oh, they want all your business.
Yeah, they ain't messing around. They want to make sure if I'm leaving, they've got an, they don't have to, if they don't want me to charge or be charged for the rest of the contract, they're like, wow, we're going to need to see some proof. We're going to need some evidence that you're going across seas. So I was like, you know what?
That's a lot of business. Like, why? It's like, did y'all go together or something? Like, I'm confused on why they need to know all that. Like, I don't want the service to leave me alone.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. They just want to know because they want to because getting out of a contract in Germany is like when you sign a contract here, it's like you bound to that contract. You sign it in blood. So it's like selling your soul to the devil. You know, there's no way out of it until the contract runs out, and that's basically what we was at in my last. I was in my contract that actually is still running, which is not. Well, it's stupid. I figured a way out to work with it, but I can't wait until next April when it's done, and I'm gonna be like safe. Already from now on, I've made a decision that whenever I sign a contract, I'm at the moment I sign a contract, I already put in the termination of contract the same day, just so if I forget, because if you forget to sign the contract, terminate the contract, it rolls into another 2 years. That means
mate,
oh God, no.
Mate, if you're forgetting to cancel contracts, mate, you got too much money.
That's the thing. That's another thing. Like I'm in a gym membership. I'm in a gym membership that I completed paying in 2 years, in July, sorry. The thing is, Corona happened, so I couldn't go and talk to them about cancelling my contract or changing.
But they were supposed to cancel it anyway.
No, they don't.
Cancel your direct debit, man.
No, in Germany, they don't do it like that, man. In Germany, they're like, well, you forgot. And that's another year for us.
Oh, no.
Criminal.
Nah. Cancel the direct debit, mate. That's what you do. You cancel the direct debit. If they can't take no money out of your bank, they can't take no money out of your bank.
The thing is, I think they're in the bank's pockets as well. Because if I try and cancel my bank's, the direct debit through my bank, which they actually call for, I don't set up the standing order. They call for it.
No. You can cancel any direct debit set up on your account. Doesn't matter who set it up. You can cancel it, and then if they want to get it reinstated, they've got to go through the process again. Because the direct debit is a direct debit guarantee, and it's a guarantee in the consumer's favor, not in the company's favor.
Yeah. So you could cancel. Weird that they didn't cancel.
Yeah, they don't.
Well, they don't. It's like the phone companies. There's a big furor over here before because they were rolling people. People were getting the brand new phones. They was paying them off, and then they were still being licked for £50, £60 a month. And the phone companies weren't saying, "Oh, your phone's paid off now." Yeah. Yes, they're like, "Yeah, man, keep paying, man. That's nice." And that's the thing, like the fine print. I mean, I'm mean. See, when I walk, I squeak. So I know everything that's going out of my bank. There's something going out there that shouldn't be going out there, then it gets very, very quickly stopped, paused, removed. But what?
You're not the only one. This is 3 cents more than I wanted to pay. I'm down to the penny. This is not what I agreed to, so you will have to put that back, and we're going to talk about it. I'm not.
Rewind and come again. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Anyway, before I know we started the show already, but before we start, I want to give a little shout out to Chadwick Boseman. Was he Boseman? How do you say it?
Boseman, yes.
Boseman or Boseman?
Boseman. He's from South Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, man. He passed away this week, man. That's crazy. I didn't even have an inkling that this guy was sick. He's been sick for 4 years.
He's kept it quiet, isn't he? I think he was even filming while he filmed.
Yeah.
Two films since Black Panther, so it's a shame, man. Because as an icon, I actually felt the first time, other than I wasn't even sad when Michael Jackson died.
Michael Jackson.
I mean, I was kind of like, oh, Michael Jackson,
okay,
because
now.
they've done so much to tarnish his name. It wasn't like that. But I think when I heard about him, I did feel. I felt sad, man. I felt sad for a couple of days, to be fair. Have you frozen, Chandra?
I am.
Just frozen. Oh yeah, you're back. You're back. Yeah, yeah, man. It hit me, man. It hit me like a relative.
Yeah. Yes. Sandra?
Okay. I just switched the Wi-Fi. My kids finally got off of the Wi-Fi from school, so
okay.
We're good. Yeah.
Yeah, it hit me hard, man. It's like, man. Just man. I think it's the same. If Denzel Washington was to go tomorrow, he's iconic. If who else? Danny Glover, he's iconic.
Yeah.
Them big
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we've grown up with some heavyweight actors. They've left a mark, man. I mean, many of Denzel's films have made me kind of like think of views a different way. I mean, when he played Malcolm X, I mean, he was fantastic in Malcolm X when he played that part.
He did amazing.
Yeah, he's just a man. And even when he played, who was the singer, the one who was blind, who used to touch up the women. Oh yeah,
Ray Charles.
Yeah. Oh,
Did he play
Jamie
no,
Foxx?
Jamie Foxx.
No, that was Jamie Foxx.
Oh, you're talking about the first one where he's playing the saxophone. I forgot the name of the movie now, but it's a great movie. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Denzel Washington. It was one of his first. It was a Spike Lee film.
Wow.
Oh, what was it? More Better Blues.
That's it right there. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he was in it with Don Cheadle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, man. There's some heavyweight. I mean, even like, as you wouldn't put him on the same level, but even like Samuel L. Jackson, you know, the fact that he kind of, when he came out in Pulp Fiction, even though he'd been around for like 10, 15 years before, I remember seeing him in New Jack, I think, was it New Jack Swing? Or was it, no, it was in another film. I think it was another one where he played a crackhead. And he was like, money, man, give me some money, give me some money, mommy, give me some money, man, give me some money, man, give me some money.
It was Jungle Fever.
Jungle Fever.
Was it Jungle Fever?
Ruby Dee was in it, and Ozzie Davis, the most iconic couple ever. Like that was. Oh, I love her so much. Both of them are amazing.
But I mean, like when he kind of rebirthed with Pulp Fiction, then he kind of arrived properly. It was like, oh my God, Samuel Jackson. But yeah, man, this guy with one film,
Changed.
so much.
Yeah.
He achieved so much. I don't know if it's down to the act, the producer as well. It was a black director. It's not, he wasn't the only one in the film, but as that icon to say, yeah, man, a black superhero, and actually the best one out of all of them. He's cool. He's got style. He's got all the technology. It's like, yeah. But obviously, I mean, there was more to him than just that. But I think as that icon, who, this film that film kind of changed the world, man. It changed the world, man.
That gave us kind of hope. Was it as a symbol?
Gave hope in it.
It was a symbol for us, really.
But what a shame, man. What a shame. 44 was he?
42. Do you know one of his benefactors who helped him make it was, paid for his acting British drama school, the British American Drama School. It was Denzel Washington paid for him.
Oh.
Yes, he did pay for him to go to Howard. But Felicia Rashad was one of his teachers, was one of his professors. So in DC, there's a memorial set up on Howard campus now in the theater department. It is so beautiful because little black boys and little black girls have someone they can look up to. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that Disney could never. Okay, we have The Princess and the Frog where the whole time the dude is a frog and she's a frog the whole time. So technically it was a frog that, we didn't have. Yeah, she wasn't black the whole time. She was a frog.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for frogs, it's a great movie for them to look up to and see that they can become a human. The Black Panther gave us a sense of pride. Like, I know when I went to the screening before it was in the theaters, and I dressed. I went and I got authentic. I had this woman, she dressed me like I was supposed to be dressed, and I went to the movie. I went all out because you know what? I felt good because here, Black Americans, we don't really know our roots. We don't know exactly what tribe we came from. We can have a guess, but at the same time, it's like we have to adopt whatever feels natural to us, and we have to make our own culture because we were stolen. Like we didn't have, they didn't say we're going to snatch these people, we're going to document the land and where we got them from, what the tribe was, what their language was. They didn't do that and document us. Like, Irish people, they can go all the way back to the little hut, where the little hobbit was that birthed them and all that. We don't have that.
I mean, and you know something? It's a huge thing. What you've just touched on there for me is a big thing, and it also is it's a reason why I do rail against religion, in the sense of the religion that our grandparents and great grandparents were forced upon them. Because going back to what you said, Chandra, when we came from Africa, our people, we weren't really practicing about any kind of Bethlehem and stars and three kings and all them. I'm pretty sure that our religion was more spiritual. Our religion was more to do with, the elements. It was more to do with, the land.
Yeah.
And you've only got to look at the religions that have survived and have gone to places like Haiti and whatever, and they call them black magic, when in reality it's actually a religion which has been brought from Africa 500 years ago. And because they don't have a cross and they don't pray to some geezer on the cross, they're looked at as being evil, or they're doing this or they're doing that. Yeah.
Because that religion empowered the people who worshipped, and so they can't enslave a person who's powered.
Exactly.
So they had to break that connection so that they could, minimize and be divisive and, treat, make us be less than human. So it's like they wanted to demonize it because it gave us too much power. And if more people would understand that we do have a lot more power than we say, because I see a lot of American Christians, that's the devil, you up here worshiping spirits. Let me tell you, I'm from the South, and my great grandmother was a big proponent of understanding. She goes, if you feel it in your heart and you feel it in your spirit, that's the way it's supposed to be. Not saying that people who worship in a church are wrong, but at the same time, you can't demonize because someone else has the wherewithal, the thought wavelength to think past what's been shoved down our throat.
And you're right, because that was, you hit the nail on the head there, because although I say the church, it does practice all this kind of humble and understanding. The reality is, as soon as you say no, I don't agree with you, they're like the quickest to cuss bad word and how dare you can't do that, you know what I mean? And it's but it really does. We're never going to get that back now. But myself, when it comes to religion, etc., I don't know my roots, and this is where most certainly people, in the Western world do struggle, unless they're from Africa. Because if they're from Africa, they know where they come from.
Right.
It's as simple as that. It's like no ifs or buts. They can trace their great-great-grandfather who used to run the Butu tribe and so on and so forth. Whereas we, who have been spread around the world, haven't got that same kind of privilege. And I think that's why Africans are proud people, man. And I respect them. I respect them for that, because when they walk like that.
They already have a book on their head. Like they're And I'm like, wait a minute, I need to wait. Am I doing this wrong? I have to read.
That's what I mean. But they know where they come from. They know they are, and we've had, like you say, we've had to make up our own history, which has been discoloured to look like, say, we can't achieve nothing, and when we have achieved things, they've made sure they try to hide it, or giving it somebody else who's the right colour to say, they made it.
And I know somebody's gonna get mad at me because I've always said this. I said, the others, the colonizers invented stealing. Like, they are good at that. Like, that's 100%. They should wear the badge. Listen, we invented stealing. Like, we could steal the white off of rice and the dirt off of like the mud. Like, listen, can't nobody steal better than they can. And then they argue with you. Like, I just think that the whole theft of a whole people, like, that is something, like, if you can wrap your mind around that, that is like
crazy.
Like, how you steal a whole people? Like, y'all just
how do you do that?
Well, that's like saying someone went to North Canada and says to all the Eskimos, right, you're coming with us, and then we discover now, 300 years ago there was the race of Eskimos who lived there, but they all got removed by the Western world, and now they don't exist. So what did they used to eat? You don't know. What did they used to?
That's one of the things.
What did they used to pray to?
Dr.
We don't know.
He used to say this, and he used to say they didn't bring our food with us. They took the Africa, but left the food, and they tried to get us accustomed to the Western diet, which is consists of potatoes and rice, and not rice, potatoes and rubbish.
Hard,
you know what I mean?
hard. Man, look, man, we do eat hard food.
Yucca plant and yams and stuff didn't come with us. You know what I mean?
Please don't start on the yams and the sweet potatoes, because when I argue with somebody, talking about it's the same thing. No, it's not.
It's not.
What y'all not gonna do is argue with me. I know what I'm eating. Like, don't do this. Because like, I love the fact that my great grandmother was, like, it's the craziest thing. When I used to talk to her when I was a kid, she was like, well, we just got out of slavery. I was like, wait a minute, false flag on the play. So you married someone who used to be a slave. Like, that just did not compute in my head. Like,
yeah.
So she was born in 1908 on a leap year. So, but her husband was like 15, 20 years older than her. So that means he was born in slavery. Like she said, I said, wait a minute, y'all just got free. She goes, she always used to tell me we are not really free. She said, because of the fact that women didn't have a voice. American Christianity, or Christianity period, is a patriarchal, structure. Like men are the head, women. But in all actuality, it's just such it's a mess. And she was just explaining to me like how, as Black people, how we have to actually understand like the stuff that we do, that some people do, is not to a fault of our own, but it's what has been taught and beat into us. And so we